Okay, good to go.
Okay. I would like to call the meeting to order. And can I get a mover and a seconder to open the meeting, please?
Sure.
Elizabeth.
David and Elizabeth, it's been moved and seconded to July 6, 2023 public meeting of the Lakehead Rural Planning Board be opened, the time being 5:31 p.m. Anyone in opposition? Seeing none. Can I get two people to move and approve the agenda, please?
Sure.
Take David.
Second.
Else, John. Thank you. It's been moved and seconded that July 6, 2023 public meeting agenda of the Lakehead Rural Planning Board be approved. Anyone in opposition to that? Seeing none, that is approved. And I will let Carrie move into our agenda.
Thank you. So the first application was received from Stephen Weeb. He was in the waiting room, but he is no longer. So I will just go ahead with his report. So we received the application from Stephen Weeb for the property known locally as 466 Sitch Road in the township of O'Connor. The application is proposing to create one new lot of 37.23 hectares, leaving a retained parcel of 10.575 hectares. The subject property has frontage on Sitch Road, and the proposed new lot will also front on Sitch Road. It's designated as rural in their official plan and rural in the zoning bylaw. Sorry, he's joining the meeting now. The property is abutted by additional rural lots in all directions. The proposed severed and retained lot will meet both the area and frontage requirements of the rural zone, and an entrance permit for the new lots will be required from the O'Connor Township office if one does not already exist. We received agency comments from the Lakehead Region Conservation Authority stating that they have no objections. As well, we received comments from the Ministry of Mines. They do not have any objections to the consent application, but they did notify us that they have one known Ontario mineral inventory within 1 kilometer of the site, as well as one known abandoned mine site within 1 kilometer of the site. All of the comments have been circulated to the applicant for their files. We did not receive any comments from the public, and O'Connor Council issued a resolution letter stating that they have no issues with the application, but did request that a condition respecting the transfer of any road allowance be transferred to the township should that happen on the survey. And you'll see that in condition 5 of the recommended approval.
All right, thank you, Carrie. I see we have the applicant. I don't know if you have anything you'd like to add.
No, just here to see how it all works out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Does anyone on the board have questions for the planner or for the applicant? Seeing no questions, we will move on to the second application.
Okay, so we received 2 applications from Jack Jameson acting as agent on behalf of Ronald Parcher for the property described as 765 Highway 590, also in the township of O'Connor. Both applications are proposing to create new lots, each with an area of 4.06 hectares and leaving a retained lot of 49.14 hectares. The subject property fronts on Highway 590, but the proposed new lots will front on Pool Road. The property is designated as rural in the official plan, zoned rural in the zoning bylaw. The properties are abutted by additional rural lots in all directions. The proposed severed and retained lots will meet the area and frontage requirements of the rural zone. The proposed new lot will front on Pool Road, and the applicant will have to contact the O'Connor Township office for entrance permits if they do not already exist. We received agency comments from the Lakehead Region Conservation Authority stating that they have no objections, and we received comments from Ministry of Mines stating that they have no concerns. We didn't receive any specific comments from the public, although we did receive a request to be notified of the decision by Roy and Anneli Roblin. And we also received council comments stating that they have no issue with either application, but request again that any road allowance be transferred to the township, which is seen again in condition 5 for both recommended approvals.
Okay, Since we don't have the applicant in attendance, does anyone have any questions for Carrie? Seeing none.
None for me.
Do we have anything else for this meeting, Carrie?
I do not know.
Okay. And to Mr. Weeb, we will be deciding at the next meeting, which is immediately after this meeting, on your application. So that's, if you can stick around and we will move from this meeting into the next one as soon as we adjourn this one. Can I get a mover and a seconder to adjourn the public meeting, please?
So moved.
David and Elizabeth. It's been moved and seconded that the July 6, 2023 public meeting of the Lakehead Rural Planning Board be adjourned, the time being 5:37 p.m. And I will call the next meeting to order, which is the public meeting. Let's get my agenda here. Can I get a mover and a seconder to call this meeting to order?
Here.
John and Axel. It's been moved and seconded. The July 6, 2023 regular meeting of the Lakehead Rural Planning Board be open, the time being 5:38 p.m. Can I get a mover and a seconder for the agenda, please? Elizabeth and Axel. It's been moved and seconded. The July 6, 2023 regular meeting agenda of the Lakehead Rural Planning Board be approved. Is anyone in opposition? Seeing none. And I will ask if there's any disclosures of pecuniary interest in tonight's proceedings. Seeing none, we'll move into deputations, of which we don't have any. We'll move to the bylaws and resolutions. Do you have anything to add, Carrie?
I do not. No.
Do not. Good. Well, then we have the first application. Can I get a mover and a seconder for it? David and Axel. It's been moved and seconded that the application 1B/05/23 from Stephen Weeb for the property legally described as O'Connor Concession 1 South part of Lot 9 PCL 1003 in O'Connor Township, Geographic District of Thunder Bay, as set forth in the application, be approved with conditions. Is there any other discussion on this resolution? Is there anyone in opposition to this resolution? Congratulations, Mr. Weeb. You have your application approved. And the second application. Oh, go ahead, Carrie.
Sorry, just since he's on the call, Stephen, just to let you know, your notice of decision will likely be sent out next Wednesday. It's going to list all of the conditions that are based on your provisional consent. You'll have 2 years to meet those conditions. And if you have any questions about them, once the document's been received by you, just give me a call.
All right, thanks for attending. Second application. Can I get a mover and a seconder for the second application, please? Elizabeth and John. It's been moved and seconded. The application 1B/06/23 from Jack Jameson, acting as agent for Ronald Parcher for the property legally described as concession 6, part of north half of lot 9. PCL 24385 TBF in O'Connor Township and the Geographic District of Thunder Bay as set forth in the application be approved with conditions. Is there anyone in opposition to this application? Seeing none, I will declare it approved. And can I get a mover and a seconder for the third application? Axel and David. It's been moved and seconded that the application 1B/07/23 from Jack Jameson, acting as agent for Ronald Parcher for the property legal described as concession 6, part of north half lot 9, PCL 24385 TBF in O'Connor Township in the Geographic District of Thunder Bay as set forth in the application be approved with conditions. Is there anyone in opposition to this application? Seeing none. That is also approved. Okay, we will move into the minutes. Now you're going to move in a seconder for the public meeting minutes, please. Elizabeth and David. It's been moved and seconded that the Lakehead Rural Planning Board approves the public meeting minutes of May 4, 2023 regular meeting as presented. Is there any discussion on these minutes before we approve them, or any errors or omissions? Seeing none, is there anyone in opposition to this resolution to approve the minutes? Seeing none, we will move on to the regular meeting minutes. Can I get a move and a seconder, please? John and Elizabeth. It's been moved and seconded. The Lakehead Rural Planning Board approves the regular meeting minutes of the May 4th, 2023 regular meeting as presented. Any discussion or errors or omissions on these minutes? Seeing none. Is there any opposition to approving these minutes? There is none. The minutes are now approved. Do we have anything else for this meeting, Carrie?
I have the financials listed as of June 26, 2023. I also was hoping to give an audit update. For anyone who was on the board last year, the audit is quite late. Typically, we have a resolution sent to the provincial government by the end of June in order to secure the funding for the board. The audit has assured us that we will have the audit financial statements in draft by Monday or Tuesday next week. I have been in contact with the provincial government and they're fine with the delay. So at our August meeting, we will be hopefully reviewing these financial documents, passing a resolution to approve them, and I will send that off to the government for funding. And then under new business, I was just going to do a brief update. We had the open house last Wednesday, June 28th, for the official plan and zoning bylaw review. It went good. We had a decent turnout, lots of questions. I did send out the presentation that was on loop during that open house to the board this afternoon, and it's posted on our website for anyone who wants to look at it. I think the only thing that I really wanted to highlight from there is that the fifth slide or fifth page is a review process timeline. So right now we've had the open house. They're going to be working on a draft. They're looking at having that draft done in September. So there's going to be very little discussion like as a board until we have the draft in place now. We do have a follow-up meeting with the Fort William First Nations on July 24th. So we're hoping to start building that relationship with them. And I know that they have comments because Gorham and Ware is within their territory. So once we have a draft that gets circulated to the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing, they have to have that for 90 days prior to us holding a public meeting. This one will be a statutory public meeting, not an open house. They're proposing that will happen in December, but we'll have to take a look at December. Not necessarily the best time of year to have a big public meeting. So depending on how all of that works out, we're looking though at early spring to have an approved official plan and zoning bylaw through the ministry. That's everything that I have this evening.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Carrie? Seeing none. It was, I was in attendance, as were a few other board members at the public meeting, the open house. There was quite a few people with a lot of passion that spoke. I think that's fair to say.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but there was obviously varied opinion, and I think it was a good exercise to have that open house. As was noted by Carrie when I spoke with her earlier, it wasn't even, that wasn't a mandated one. I don't know if you can explain that a little bit, Carrie.
Sure. So the Planning Act doesn't actually require that we hold an open house for the preparation of new documents. The statutory public meeting that comes either December or January in the coming months, that one is regulated and required by the Planning Act. So this is just mostly an information piece. We're looking at getting comments and feedback from the residents to help build the draft. So.
Yeah, well. Is there anything else for this meeting, anyone? See nothing. Can I get a mover and a second to adjourn the meeting? Axel and Elizabeth. I must say everyone's been very quiet this evening. It's not a very heavy agenda. And to our guest, usually our meetings aren't much more exciting than this, but usually a little bit more going on. Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the July 6, 2023 regular meeting of the Lakehead Rural Planning Board be adjourned, the time being 5:46 p.m. Anyone in opposition to this? Seeing no opposition, I will declare the meeting closed. Thank you, everyone, and have a good evening.
Thank you.
Yeah, you too. Thank you very much.
See you.